So that is the stream set up. Let's go into the game that I actually want to play. Now, of course, this is the first time I'm playing this game, so that means, well, it's not the first time I'm playing this game, it's the first time I'm playing this game on stream, so that means I need to grab the source. So let's add a new source. Let's make it game capture. Add a new source. Okay. We're going to capture it in full screen. We will capture the cursor. Can I scale this to my current resolution? I don't think I can. Let's see how that looks. Can't see anything right now. We are allowed to see it. Okay. Now we just make it full screen like so. And I think we're good. Okay, so there's one thing that I want to do. Let's edit where the stream chat is. I'll show you in a little bit. How's my volume? I need to fix it here. It's already pretty low. Jolteon, you're the one that's watching the stream. How are the sound effects compared to my voice? Are the sound effects overpowering my voice, or is my voice like just about the same? Because I can't help but feel like I need to change the game's volume in some way. Also, Jolteon, the sound effects are a little higher than your voice. That's what I was afraid of. Only a little? Okay.
Your pathetic life hangs in a precarious balance, Pop.
Okay. I just have to raise the volume on my headset and hope that nothing on my actual computer scares the bejesus out of me. Alright. Oh. music is a little bit quiet. Okay. I think I should begin the game from the startup so you get the frickin' title sequence. Also, I decided that I am going to record this game as well. So I might actually make this into a video of some sorts. So you're actually going to be watching me make some videos for YouTube. I have not hit record, by the way. So, this is a game called Nox. This is, I'll show you in a little bit, but first let's go ahead and... How am I going to record this? Yeah, there's nothing I can do about the volume of the actual game. Sorry, I'm gonna have to do that again so I can get the recording down. So I'm gonna make another loud noise, and this time I'm going to actually start recording. Oh yeah, the volume's in the red. Sorry about that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is KILAH4716, and welcome to Nox. This is a very, very old game. This is like, I don't remember when this game came out. Sometime in the 1990s? No, that can't be right. No, it has to be. All I know was the very first game I played by Westwood was a game called Tiberian Sun. And that's the initial game that got me pulled into the Command & Conquer universe. And when one of the things that was in the game back in the days of old, because internet was hardly a thing, and most advertisements went through TV and other things like that, but there are some advertisements that actually went through the game, and if you were to play this short video, it would advertise another game. So Tiberian Sun advertised Nox, which was another game that Westwood Studios developed. And the closest thing I can describe to this game is probably World of Warcraft or League of Legends, but bigger and not restricted to several lanes and stuff like that. It's a little bit hard to explain, so I'm going to go ahead and play through the campaign, but first, let's go ahead and get a glimpse of the story. Let's not do the storyline. This is why I wanted to remake this series. I'm not going to stop the recording, though. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually show you guys exactly how the game works mechanically. And we'll learn things as we go along. So, typically when you play a game of Nox, there are 3 classes that you can pick between. The warrior is what you imagine a warrior being. He wears all of the armor in the game, all the heavy armor, I should say. He bears all of the barbarian-style weapons like swords and axes and all the really cool stuff. And he also resorts to skills, mostly because the warrior refuses to mess with any kind of magic at all. Now, these skills don't cost anything. They have a cooldown, but that's about as far as they'll go, and he has 5 of them. Not as impressive as the set of spells that the Conjurer and Wizard have, but combine that with the fact that he has the most health in the game, he has the heaviest armor in the game, he has access to a large variety of very powerful handheld weapons, and combine that with his skills, which don't cost anything other than a cooldown, and the warrior is a very powerful character. Some might even say that the warrior is the easiest class to learn, or the easiest class overall to be, even though I personally disagree. The warrior also doesn't mind a couple of enchantments on his weapons and on his armor, but he doesn't focus on actually casting spells, unlike the Conjurer and the Wizard. The Conjurer likes to use his magic more along the lines of the forces of nature. There are a couple of exceptions. So there are a few elements that he has no control over, like he can't cast lightning or anything like that. And even though he has some fire spells, he doesn't have access to a large variety of fire spells. But what he does have access to is the ability to summon natural disasters, whether they be asteroids shaped like fists, if you count that natural, or meteors, or even channeling the energy of the force of nature into a very powerful attack itself. Alternatively, the Conjurers can also use their life summoning abilities to summon creatures into being to do his battling for him. Many of these creatures do the fighting for him while he stands in the back lines firing arrows and crossbows and practicing archery skills. He has a couple of magic staves that he can also wield, but he doesn't have as large of a variety as the Wizard does. The Wizard, as you might imagine, is the master of magic. He doesn't have the exact same power of the elements of nature like the Conjurer has, but his spells are the most powerful in the game. And they need to be the most powerful in the game because the Wizard's base stats are pathetic. He has the least armor in the game, he has the least speed in the game, and he is restricted to wearing only wizard robes, leather boots, medieval wear, and the heaviest armor he can probably wear is a wizard helmet, and that's it. Everything else is just clothes and leather. As opposed to the warrior, who can wear a large variety of metal armor, and the Conjurer, who can at the very least wear a full set of leather armor. So the Wizard needs to rely on his spells in order to survive and in order to deal damage. And when the Wizard's magic power, called mana, is low, the Wizard can also use magic in the form of a stick or a magic staff to deal damage to his enemies. He doesn't have access to only one staff, which belongs to the Conjurer, but other than that, he has access to every staff in the game. And of course, the warrior has no access to magic staffs, with the exception of one. So let's go ahead and create a character. So you can decide what skin color you want. You can decide what hair color you want. I'm not going to mess with that too much. You can decide if you want a mustache or a beard or sideburns. You can decide the color of your pants, the color of your shirts, and the color of your shoes. Stick. It is the full-blown two-handed stick. It's not as small as a wand. There is a wand, but it's, in my personal opinion, too large to be considered a wand. So, now oddly enough, when you start off as a warrior, you don't start with a shirt in in single player. Not in single player, in online. I guess the warrior's overpowered amount of health requires him to be shirtless. Let's play on this map. Bad map choice. Better. So, your character is anchored to the center of the screen, and he always looks toward your cursor. And you move by holding down right-click. And if you notice the cursor, there's a little notch that appears on the cursor if you move your cursor too far away from your character. If the cursor has this second notch, then your character will run. But if your cursor doesn't have this second notch, then the character will walk. Walking, obviously, is a little bit more quieter. You can jump by pressing spacebar to jump over dangerous obstacles like spikes. And if you want to pick something up, like a potion, you simply hover your mouse over it and you click on it to pick it up. You can do this with weapons. You can do this with armor. You can do this with any weapons that your character might find useful, like ranged attacks. And then there are weapons that your warrior can't use. For example, your warrior isn't trained to in the ways of archery, so instead they'll get this triangular nope hand, stating that online you can't pick this weapon up and you can't use it. In quests and in single player, however, you can pick it up for the sake of selling it later or giving it to another character for quests. But that's pretty much it. So, in order to access the various weapons and other stuff that you've picked up, you have to simply... You can do two things. You can press this button over here to open your inventory, or you can press a shortcut on your keyboard, which in my case is I. Here's how your character looks. Here's your character's alternate weapon, which you can access by pressing, apparently, V. And here is a full list of all of your articles of weapons and armor and other stuff like that. If you want the map on or off, you can also press this button, or you can just press M, I think. I thought you could at least. I will have to go into my shortcuts later. You can also investigate items specifically to see how much damage they can deal, how damaged they are, how valuable each armor is compared to another. And also here is the amount of gold you would have. Online, in competitive play, this means nothing because all weapons and all armor are sprawled out and there are no such things as shops. But if there are such things as shops, then it's in a modded map. And good luck trying to find gold. But in quests, and especially in the single player, gold is critical. This is how you repair your items, this is how you buy items, and you earn gold by either picking it up, or by completing quests, or by selling articles that you don't need. If you are in single player, you can open this book right here to look at your quest log. And up here is a full list of all the enchantments that your character might have on them. So right now I have Armored Boots of Healing. So that means as I get damaged, I heal slightly faster. There are Of the Stars, which give me illumination and lights up the area around me. There's poison resistance, etc. All of them have their own unique purposes, and everything is just slight. And, of course, down here, I should also explain the weapons function as well. So when you swing, you'll notice that there's a little purple bar that goes around the entire weapon. this is the cooldown of that weapon of when you can strike next. So, assuming the purple bar doesn't go in a complete circle, you do have the strength to attack again. But once you attack again, then you fill that circle up, then you have to wait for a little while for your strength to come back. And each weapon has their own various strengths and stuff like that. So, for example, a long sword like this has a slower attack than, say, a mace, which is much shorter. But nothing compares to a greatsword, which is quite massive. And then, of course, down here you have all of your skills. I'll go over them individually when we go through the warrior campaign. And then we also have access to a book where you have access to all 5 of your skills as a warrior and your entire list of spells as a conjurer and wizard. And you also have a full list of the beasts that can appear in the game for conjurers and wizards and warriors to fight, and for conjurers to summon and charm. In multiplayer, you start off knowing every single spell and not every single creature, but a good variety of creatures that can aid you in multiplayer battle. But in quests and in single player, you have to find beast scrolls in order to add these creatures to your knowledge, to your book of knowledge. More on that in the actual campaign. And finally, you can also rearrange your skills as you desire. So you can have them be as organized or as wild as you'd like. And then down here is your health bar and your amount of potions you have and the amount of cure poison potions you also have. There is one other thing that I want to add, and it's this little gadget right here. It's not too critically important. It's nice that I have it for the sake of monitoring my video status, but this is my supposed frame rate, I think, and this is my ping. Because I am the host of this online game, it's not online, but it's on a network, but because I'm the host of this network, it is 0, and as long as I'm playing the campaign, it should also be at 0. If I'm playing through the campaign and this number reaches 1, there's a freaking problem. I think that's it for the most part. So in the next video, we will actually dive into the story, and we will actually get this ball rolling. Very abrupt video ending, but we ended the video nonetheless. So, I think I want to start all over from scratch here, so it is going to pain me to do this. So, what character should I start off as? Last time I did the wizard first, then the conjurer, then the warrior, but now that I have an audience, okay, fine. That'll get overwritten quickly anyway. That was one of the videos. This is going to be a whole series. So, do you want me to be the warrior, the conjurer, or the wizard first? Warrior being the master of strength and stamina and weapons and armor. Conjurer being a master of nature. Knowing you, you're probably going to say conjure. Master of nature and master of animals and master of archery. Or the wizard, the master of magic and the master of spells. The first video is, by the way, the first video was just to explain the mechanics. but we'll actually dive into the game in this video. Let me be able to actually... So you want me to be the conjurer? I think you're the only audience I have, so you have all the power to decide what character I should start with. Okay, conjure it is. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get started with freaking Nox, and I was heavily debating on playing as the wizard first, but I decided this time I'm going to play the conjurer. I wanted to be the wizard because I said that the warrior was the easiest class to learn, but what I failed to mention in the last video was that the wizard can at times be easier than the warrior if you know what you're doing. With the plethora of spells that the wizard has at his disposal, it can be easy to get overwhelmed as a wizard. But the warrior, all you have to do is just walk up to someone and slash, slash, slash. So I understand that to some people, being the wizard is more complicated. But in my personal opinion, I think the wizard is the easiest. Which makes the conjurer, in my personal opinion, the most difficult character. So this is going to be fun. So, let's go ahead and create my character. The shirt and pants are not going to matter because I'm going to change out of them very quickly. Let's begin, shall we?
When following your destiny's particular path, the way of the conjurer, a discreet and undetected arrival is more often the best policy, lad. Here, at the abandoned manor mines, you'll find a tunnel which takes you into the very heart of the village of Ix. Once there, you must find the master conjurer of Ix, Aldwin. I'll bring you no further, lad. Too many prying eyes the closer we get by air to the village of Ix. Follow the tunnel which leads to Ix. Find my old friend Aldwin. He'll help you if he can. Take this staff. Forest beasts will heed its bite should they threaten. Careful as you go, lad.
So, one thing I didn't show you at the very beginning of this was the cutscene that supposedly starts this entire saga. You are a man that is named Jack, but I have renamed myself appropriately. And he is just sitting in his trailer, watching TV, while a mysterious force coming from a decorative orb on top of his TV sucks him into an alternate dimension where he crashes into a medieval style blimp, and this airship captain guy rescues you and gives you a little bit of backstory, as to how he can help you get home, but first he needs help with something, and this is where your quest begins. As for who this person is, I'm not going to spoil it for you. If you really want to see the intro, you can go find it on YouTube. I'm sure it's somewhere there. And as for this character is how the airship captain described this character was pretty spot on. You're going to be using your characters to be doing most of the fighting for you, while you're going to be standing at the back doing archery. So, discreet and indirect approach is more often the best.
Go! Don't just stand there. Get a move on.
God damn it! Fine. Okay. Okay, fine. So we can read signs by bumping into them. Very reassuring words. Okay, well, thank God for that huge boulder that crashed onto that bear with 200 health. I don't think we would have stood a chance with our 20 health. A little bit of a pause here, but this is the amount of health we currently have. But assuming it's full, this is the maximum amount of health that we can possibly have right now as of this level. This number is the maximum amount of health that we can possibly have once we reach our final level. So, good thing that that boulder killed that 200 health freaking grizzly bear that we were not at all prepared for. We can, of course, push buttons by either, depending on the button or the switch, we can either bump into them or we can press them to activate them. Here's our very first spell book. Wizards and conjurers are going to be looking for these spell books all over the place to find more spells to power up their character. And our first spell is Pixie Swarm. Whenever I learn a brand new spell, I'm going to tell you exactly what the spell does so you can determine how powerful it is. Pixie Swarm, I'll show you in a little bit. You can push water barrels on top of flames to douse them, or you can whack them with your weapon. I'm trying to conserve my weapon right now because this weapon can get damaged. You can uncover secrets by bashing open walls, and you can bump into chests and discover gold. And here's our first enemy. I know for a fact this spider has only 1 health point. Any attack against this spider will kill it, but I think this is a good opportunity to tell you what Pixie Swarm does. Pixie Swarm will summon a swarm of yellow pixies that will swarm around your character until you come into sight with an enemy, and those swarms will sting the enemy. And just like a bee, once the pixies sting that enemy, their life essence dies and they disappear. Like so. Right now our Pixie Swarm is kind of weak. We only summon 2 pixies at once. But the pixies will continue to follow us until they run into another enemy, like this urchin over here. And you cannot control the pixies. You can control where your character goes, and you can summon the pixies, but that's about as best as you can get. Here are some flimsy leather boots that we will definitely wear. Here are some apples. Eating meat and drinking health potions obviously restores your health. I've already described the jump mechanic. How typical that this happens. If you really want to, you can jump over this. But of course, you can also use these water barrels to douse the flames. Inside this chest, I believe, is another spell book. This spell book is Lesser Heal. Pretty much, whenever we get damaged, Lesser Heal will heal us. Right now we have like. Right now we have such an insignificant amount of health that Lesser Heal is not going to do anything. Lesser Heal is overpowered. So you have to use Lesser Heal very, very wisely as opposed to consuming potions and stuff. do not necessarily have to break this boulder, but I feel better if you do. And I'm very surprised that me punching this with my fists does not deal damage to me. You'd think that it would. Here's our first set of armor, a leather tunic. Whenever your mana is down, you can go up to these mana crystals or mana obelisks sometimes, and you can restore your mana that way. These urchins are pretty pathetic, especially the conjurers who can cast Pixie Swarm and wizards who can cast another equivalent spell, but they will essentially toss rocks at you, and if you try to run too close to them, they will giggle and run away, and they'll be a general nuisance. Here's another secret with some gold. There we go. That was very well coordinated. Here's another secret where we can find some flimsy leather armbands. These spiders are pathetically weak, by the way. The small cave spiders, which is what this spider is, only has 1 health point, and with every bite deals 1 point of damage. This is legitimately the weakest creature in the game. Followed very closely by the bat, which is the same thing except it has 8 health point and flies. You think we should leave? The ground is getting very unshaky. Or unstable. Or shaky. Take your pick. Okay, fine, we'll leave. I love how funny that is, that the game has to wait for you to leave before collapsing on top of you. You're not in any danger, but the game makes you feel like you actually are in danger. You can pick up some health potions and mana potions as well. And here we are at Ix.
A fine tavern is straight ahead. An excellent respite after so long a journey.
Ah, welcome to Ix, stranger. If you're here for the mayor's archery contest, go on in.
I'm not exactly here for the archery contest, but I can be. Let's go in, since there's nothing else we can do here.
What is your goal, do you remember? Aldwin is your goal. You cannot undertake your sacred conjurer studies without him. To find Aldwin in a village of conjurers might require getting to know the village better, so it knows you, so to speak, eh? It wouldn't hurt to get to know the mayor, since you need his permission to leave Ix when you're ready to go. But above all, keep your mind on the goal, lad. Aldwin. Find Aldwin.
Yes, you can absolutely stand there for as long as you desire, and it will not collapse. That is correct. Makes you feel like you should move, though, doesn't it? Okay, so in Ix, we have a shopkeeper right here that we will probably visit again.
Ah, stranger. Let's get to know each other. Buy something.
Okay, so we have hardly any money for anything. We can repair our staff, though. I'm not going to. But what I will do is I will sell my shoes, because they're worth a lot. I'll sell my shirt and pants later, because they are also worth a lot, but not yet. And as a matter of fact, there might be something I will do later on, if not very shortly, but small steps. Let's go ahead and enter town.
Greetings, citizens of Ix. I come bearing gifts for the future subjects of my queen, Hecuba. Get away from me, filthy peasants.
That was kind of a dick move. Where'd he go?
Did you see where the necromancer went? He couldn't have just vanished.
That necromancer just vanished before my very eyes.
Ha. Well, damn. Where did that spider go? Do you know where that spider went? You look pretty tough. It looks like you can handle him.
It's a disaster. Spiders are Mayor Theogrin's greatest fear, and a swarm has nested in his study. He's locked himself away and won't come out till the spiders are gone. A conjurer named Aldwin lives outside of town to the east. We need him to charm the spiders and liberate our besieged mayor.
Are you to tell me that being this is the only way into this house, you let a spider get into the mayor's house? You're pathetic, sir.
Huh?
Huh. Hello, sir. How can I help you?
No doubt you're here for the archery contest. I've got a real nice bow for sale. Since I like your face, I'll let it go for 100 gold. Are you interested?
Whew. That's steep. That's very steep. I'll come back to you on that. Okay, let's explore X for a little bit. We got some gold in these. It's so interesting that in a game like this, you can go into anyone's house and bash up all these crates and all these barrels and loot all this money with like no repercussions and no consequences. That's so fascinating to me. Of course, when I played Skyrim, that mindset changed really quickly on the like third house I entered. So here's the jail if you get in trouble, I guess.
Welcome to Ix. Stay out of trouble, and you won't ever have to see the inside of one of these cells.
Interesting question. Why is this gate locked but no one is inside? Did a prisoner escape somewhere? Where does this go?
Sorry, you can't leave without Mayor Theogrin's permission. It's meant for your own good. The wilds hold far too many perils for the common man.
Ah, so this is the way out of Ix, supposedly to the crossroads, but I'm not allowed to leave until I get permission from the mayor. But I can't see the mayor right now because he's being held hostage by spiders. So I need to go see Aldwin to take care of the spiders. So I need to see Aldwin for like 5 different reasons. Hello, sir.
We sell only the highest quality in goods, and we have Aldwin the Master Conjurer's highest approval.
Okay, so we got a couple more spells. We got some potions, and we got a beast scroll of sorts. All really outside of my price range right now. But we do have some more gold. We have some medieval pants that we can now wear. So the difference between my pants and the medieval pants is that the medieval pants somehow have more armor. So that's one reason to change pants. And whenever I get a medieval shirt, that's the same reason why I want to switch shirts as well. The other reason is, for whatever reason, when you sell your original clothing to a shopkeeper, they are worth so much freaking gold. You want to sell this stuff as soon as you possibly can. I don't need to break open those. I know there's nothing inside them. Beautiful. We got ourselves a medieval shirt. So that means I can now sell all of my clothing.
Aldwin the Conjurer. Yeah, I know of him. Something of a hermit. Go on the path east out of town across the bridge. You'll find it.
There we go. Now we're at 400 health. 400 gold. So you have a troll beast scroll. Okay. I'll keep that in mind for a little bit later.
Huh?
Here's supposedly where the archery contest is.
Are you entering the archery contest? If so, you'll need your own bow and an entrance fee of 20 in gold. We provide the arrows. Well, do I enter you or not?
I'm going to hold off on that a little bit. Okay, so we've been to every single shop. We've been to everything we can do here except for the archery contest, maybe. Is one of my goals to... Well, not yet it is. Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and make this walkthrough a little bit different compared to how you're supposed to do it. I'm going to cheat my gold, and I'm going to purchase everything in the shops that I can possibly get that is good and worthwhile. If you want to play this game on your own, however, I highly encourage that you don't cheat your money, and you have to figure out for yourself what is worth buying and what is not worth buying. That's my challenge to you. So with that said, now that we have enough gold that it almost fills up our entire thing, let's go ahead and buy some stuff.
Ah, stranger. Let's get to know each other. Buy something.
So, this shopkeeper offers you a bow for 500 gold if you want to partake in the archery contest. But Morgan Lightfingers over here offers you a bow for 100 gold, which currently is a steal of a deal. Later on down the line, you can return to Ix, and you will face enemies that will drop bows. It's a little bit down the line, but if you really want to save your money as much as possible, you can wait until you leave Ix, encounter these enemies that drop bows, and then return so you get a free bow. And that means you just have to pay the 20 in gold, and you get a free set of arrows, and you get to partake in the archery contest. And if you win, you get 50 gold. Not that big of a reward, but there's that. So, let's go ahead and purchase some stuff. I'm not going to buy a flimsy cloak because I know I'm going to get one in the future. Right now, though, this is such a pathetic level. I don't think I even need to purchase anything here. Let's not purchase anything. Let's not purchase anything. But what I will do is I will go down to the magic shop.
The Mystic Brotherhood supplies enchantments and spells to the conjurers of Ix.
And I will purchase the 2 spells, and I'll purchase the Beast Scroll. And then I'll also go to the tavern, and I'll purchase that 1 Beast Scroll that he offers.
A hail and hearty greeting, stranger. Have you heard of this evening's archery contest? It could be easy money.
One thing I should also point out, there are jugs of cider that some bartenders will sell, and there's also mushrooms that people will sell. Mushrooms will cure poison, and cider will also heal health, but drinking and eating these will come at a price. You will be in a very confused state, and you will walk around like you're drunk. And you can't walk straight, which means you have to be careful about where you walk, especially around hazards and traps. So you have to be very careful about when you drink those. Let's go ahead and get this bow from Morgan Lightfingers, and let's take care of the archery contest.
No doubt you're here. There you go. That bow was made for you. You can't lose the contest with a bow like that.
This guy disappears so freaking fast. Watch this. I always found that so amusing. Anyway, let's do the archery contest. Let's ready my bow.
Are you entering the archery contest? All right, everything looks in order. Go on in. The official will explain the rules. Good luck.
So, a long time ago, when Nox was popular, there were some role-playing servers where we used to pretend like we were a kingdom and stuff like that. And one of the best pastimes that people would used to do to their king or whoever was the boss in the server was create music. That's one of my most fondest memories of Nox overall. Let's go ahead and talk to this guy.
I'm today's contest judge. Today's best score is 8 out of 10 hits on the target. You need at least 9 to win. Each entrant gets a quiver with 20 arrows. This one is yours. Take it to the firing line when you're ready.
Okay. I'm going to save here. Now I'm going to do something completely freaking reckless. But I'm going to do it.
Ready, set, begin. Congratulations to our new champion archer. Your prize is 50 gold pieces.
Sweet. That was a very easy amount of experience, and that was an easy 50 gold. Actually, that was 30 gold because we had to pay 20 to enter. And you cannot do the contest again if you really wanted to. Okay, so sometimes you can find this well, which if you use it, it'll regenerate your health, but our health is full, so it does nothing right now. Okay, I think we've done everything we possibly can in this town, so let's go find Aldwin. Are you Aldwin?
Stand back. I'll handle this. I make a good living charming wolves.
Huh?
Greetings. My name is Henrik. I charm and tame the local wolves to keep the countryside safe for travelers.
Okay. That's pretty cool. And also, this is a... combine the experience we had with the Necromancer and the experience we just had with Henrik, and this is pretty much the Conjurer's future. You got to see the Necromancer summon creatures before your very eyes, and you got to see Henrik charm creatures before your very eyes. Speaking of which, it's almost time to go over those spells and stuff, so let's go a little further. What happened to the bridge, bro?
Sorry, mate. The bridge is washed out. Only way across the stream is there, through the urchin den. But if you choose that route, mate, keep your guard up. The urchin stole my best boots when I was bathing. If you bring them back, mate, I'll teach you a damn fine spell.
Ooh, I love me some spells. Okay, I'll do that. Alright, let's go down. We're going to go down this elevator really quick. But first, let's go over the spells. Let's go over the spells first. So, the first spell we get is the poison spell. I'm going to show you how the spell is chanted. And then I'm going to immediately toss this spell because this is a garbage spell. Poison will do exactly what the spell says. It will poison your enemy. And you will find poison later at higher levels, but and the higher of a level of poison you have, the more poison you will inflict on your enemies. The reason why the spell is bad is eventually you will run into a spell that 100% completely replaces poison and is one of the most overpowered spells a conjurer can possibly have. With that said, you don't want to use poison, like, at all. So, I would highly recommend not investing in poison. But, I highly recommend you invest in this next spell, Vampirism! Vampirism is a lot like a spell that the wizard... Well, not really. This is a very defensive spell that the conjurer has. Vampirism will allow you to heal for damage that you deal. The problem with this spell is... Let's take a walk to town. The problem with the spell is... it doesn't last very freaking long. Which is very upsetting. It lasts much longer in multiplayer and it lasts much longer in quests. But you're stuck with such a very, very short duration in the first few levels. And then we have 2 B scrolls. So, B scrolls are very important for the conjurer because B scrolls to a warrior and wizard and conjurer will increase the strength you have to fight off these creatures. You'll deal more damage to them and they'll deal less damage to you. Only by 1 tick of health, but they're generally pretty good. But it's more important for conjurers because learning these beasts gives the conjurer the knowledge to charm and eventually summon these creatures. So you want to invest in as many B scrolls as you possibly can, or whatever B scrolls you think are going to be useful either in that moment or later on down the line when you think you're going to need to summon these creatures when you finally get that spell. So the first beast scroll we have is the Wasp beast scroll. Wasps are pretty pathetic. Wasps poison their targets with every single sting, and they are fast for small creatures, but they are incredibly weak. They're only really effective in swarms, and honestly, you encounter larger swarms of bats than you encounter wasps at all at any point. So in this game, wasps were never really threatening. That says a lot for the wasps as you summon them. So I can't recommend wasps too much. And then we have trolls. If I'm not mistaken, trolls are going to be the first medium creature you encounter. So very early on, there are reasons to charm this creature. But after your initial encounter with trolls, you're not going to be encountering trolls that much. So you can decide if you want to kill them or if you want to charm them and have them by your side for just a short while. But very shortly after you encounter trolls, you're going to get a much better creature, like immediately after that. So I highly recommend not. I'll go over trolls as we encounter them. But yeah, there is a downside to charming the creatures, and I'll get to that later on down the road. But first, let's explore these supposed urchin caves for this guy's boots. My voice is already getting raspy from all this recording. I'm trying to conserve my mana because there aren't that many mana obelisks anywhere around here. We do have a lot of gold that we're picking up. We're picking up a decent amount of potions. I believe somewhere in these urchin dens is a secret. I don't know where it is, though. We're getting a lot of experience from these urchins, though. That's nice. Oh, there's the gate with the guard's boots. But I'm for certain that we need a key to unlock that. I'm gonna wait for my health to max out before I picking up this apple, otherwise I'm gonna eat it. That's kind of rude. Fine, I'll pick up another apple. There are a million apples I can pick up. Couldn't reach those even if I tried. Well, I could if I used archery, but I'm gonna save my arrows for another time. Oh, here are some more arrows. And somewhere down here should be the key to the door, I believe. Here we are. A ruby key. And here are the guard's boots. Really? Where did you guys come from? Alright, here's a sturdy staff, which is a little bit better than a regular staff. So, whenever we look at items, you'll notice that there's going to be a word describing how powerful the piece of armor is, whether it be flimsy or sturdy or mighty, grand, titan, or diamond, or divine. These will indicate how durable the armor is. The second letter, if there is one, will... Actually, I'll cover that when I cover the warrior playthrough, because the warrior is the only one that deals with that kind of thing. Okay. So let's go ahead and go down, because I know that the elevator is up. And I have no mana. This is why I'm trying to save my mana. Okay, well, at least there's a mana potion. I'm trying to pick up as many mana potions as I possibly can, but I know I'm not going to consume any for a long while. Okay, well, I can't pick up any apples. You can pick up a maximum of, you can pick up a maximum of 9 of each kind of potion and food. So you can't just overload yourself with endless amounts of potions to keep yourself alive. Very close by, we have a urchin beast scroll. Okay, well, that's where the elevator is. So that means up here is where the urchin beast scroll is. So in here, we got some more gold, and we have a mana potion. We have some more gold. Here's the urchin beast scroll. As you have seen with urchins, they are very pesky to deal with. They love running away whenever their enemies get too close, and they have ranged attacks to make them even more of a nuisance. Against tougher creatures, they're not as good to deal damage, but they're still good distractions. They're good for attracting enemy attention and forcing them to attack the urchin instead of you. And when they finally do give chase, the urchins can, of course, run away and allow you to shift your focus to the enemy and give the enemy hell. Early on, however, urchins are amazing, but I think there's a creature that is a little bit more powerful than urchins that we are going to definitely pay close attention to. So here is the Temple of Ix. We will definitely encounter this a lot in this playthrough. Not specifically as a conjurer, but in general. And here's the Ix Cemetery, which the conjurer never sees, unfortunately. And here is Aldwin's house. Let's go ahead and scan the perimeter for gold. And let's also loot his house. Well, we get a flimsy cloak, but okay. This was the reason why I didn't buy a cloak all the way at the very beginning. Okay. Hello, Alduin. We have a spider problem all the way back in Ix. You want to help us out a little bit?
Greetings. I am Master Conjurer Alduin, and you are sent by the captain, eh? Well, there is indeed room for one more apprentice, but you must pay 30 in gold for your charm creature spell. Do you accept my offer?
So, I was sent by more than just the captain, but okay. So, if you don't have 30 gold, tough luck. But honestly, how in the world do you... Well, you can't look at my gold. You can. You should have about 300 gold right now. Probably a little bit more. How in the world can you not pay for this? And this is mission critical. You have to buy this. So upon saying yes, you get a couple of things. One of them being the Charm Creature spell.
Very well. This book has a spell to charm creatures. The scroll is a field guide to spiders, which allows you to charm them.
Along with the Charm Creature spell, we also get the Spider Beast scroll, which in this game, the Spider Beast scroll includes 5, I think, if not 6, scrolls to 6 individual different kinds of spiders. We have... I'll cover them in a second. As for the Charm Creature spell, I would go over it, but Alduin pinpoints the spell pretty accurately.
You must stay nearby when charming a creature. If you move too far away before the charm has set, it will break the spell. Once a creature is charmed, you may banish it from this world or make it obey your commands.
Sweet. I will go over this in a second.
Take the elevator down to the cellar, then find a tunnel which leads directly to the magic shop in town. You will encounter scores of spiders down there. Practice your new spell on them.
Okay, so there... Can I have a chance to talk? I guess not. So, I want to demonstrate Charm Creature on at least one spider here, but, actually, no, I'm not gonna... Yes, I will. The problem with Charm Creature is charming a creature does not give you the experience for dealing with the creature. If you want the experience, you have to kill the creature. So, if you want to experience farm, which I am big on, you have to kill the creature. So, I would spare Charm Creature only for the creatures that you think you really, really need by your side. So, that's going to be a little bit of a nuisance. Let's go ahead and charm a creature. And let's demonstrate this. First off, let's go ahead and go over the spider scrolls. So, we have the small cave spider, which is the small white spiders. I've already went over this. They're the weakest creature in the game. Not even worth the effort of charming. I'm going to charm one for the sake of demonstrating Charm Creature and what you can do with the creatures, but after that, you will never see me charm another small spider again. The small spider, that's not a cave spider, is black. It is only better by 3 health points. The small cave spider has a maximum of 1 health point. The small spider that's not cave has a maximum of 4 health points. That is just exactly how much better the small spider is compared to the small cave spider. So you will never see me charm this creature either. If there are any spiders that are worth summoning, a good spider for consideration is the cave spider, which is pretty large. It is, in fact, a medium-sized creature, and we will be encountering a couple of these down the line, but it's not the most powerful spider. It looks intimidating, but it's the spider that is the most intimidating. It is black. If I'm not mistaken, it is an enlarged black widow spider. So it is more powerful. It has more powerful of a bite. It has a little more health than the cave spider. And if if I'm not mistaken, it has a greater chance to poison. The other spider that's good for consideration is the spitting spider. These are a grayer shade compared to the regular spider, and they have pretty much the same stats as the K spider, except maybe a little bit slower. What makes them be named the spitting spider, however, is they will spit web at you. This does not deal damage to you, but it will slow you, making spitting spiders very helpful support creatures, but not for in terms of damage. If you want damage, you want the regular spider. If you want support, you go for the spitting spider. Those are the only two spiders I recommend. That said, so whenever you charm or summon a creature, this little box up here at the very top of the corner appears. You can click on an individual creature and you can observe it. This is the only time when your character is not anchored to the center of your screen when you're observing a character, when you're observing a creature. By default, it will be set to escort, which will follow you around and protect you. Protect being a very loose word. Generally, if it sees an enemy, it will charge at the opponent recklessly. But for the most part, it will follow you. Or you can set it to guard, which will have it sit motionless until an enemy wanders into its sight range. Or you can have it hunt, which will cause it to explore the map and find enemies on its own. However, as you can see, this mechanic is a little bit stupid. It's going in the opposite direction that I want it to go. It's going the direction... It's taking the long way back to town when it should be taking the shortcut, especially when that's where all the enemies are. So, if you determine that the creature is in fact useless, then you can banish it and it will be gone forever. Those are the mechanics. Also notice that it only took up 1/4 of the entire creature cage, it's called. If it takes up 1/4 of the slot, then it is considered a small creature. If it takes up half of the creature cage, then it is considered to be a medium creature. And if it takes up the entire creature cage, then it is considered to be a large creature. You can control one large creature, or you can control 2 medium creatures, or 1 medium creature and 2 small creatures, or you can control 4 small creatures maximum. Now that that explanation is out of the way, let's go ahead and explore this area a little bit more. And by the way, that sound is not as creepy as you might think. Maybe if you're not aware that spiders are around, maybe it is a little bit freaky, but otherwise, not really. Okay. That is all the enemies taken care of. I was seriously considering charming both of those urchins, but I ultimately decided against it.
Feel free to look around. I'm here if you...
Okay. So the first thing I should do is I should head back and I should give that guard the boots back, so we can obtain a brand new spell, Stun.
Me boots. I never thought I'd see them again. I'm eternally grateful, mate. Here's the spell, as promised.
So the Stun spell will cause enemies to stand completely still. That's generally all it does. The only issue with stun is there are some creatures, most of them are pretty high level, that are immune to stun. Those creatures that are immune to stun are slowed. With that said, also, the Conjure has just 2 enchantments to stun, where Slow, an eventual spell we will be grabbing in the future, has 3
Thank
chance.
goodness. A conjurer.
Shut up, I'm not paying attention to you yet. So, because of all of that, Stun is, without question, the better spell compared to Slow by all means. And Stun even consumes the same amount of mana as well. So, the Conjure has the better spell compared to Slow, which Wizards have, which gives the Conjure a slight advantage.
Go on inside. The mayor is still held up in his chambers.
Finally, a conjurer has come to my aid. These cursed arachnids are worse than the pox. My guard tried to kill them, but they keep coming back. My only hope is that you somehow charm the spiders and drive them out. The spiders are in my study, there, through the double doors. Please, be careful.
So what the game wants you to do is the game wants you to practice your brand new charm spell on the first spider and then the second spider, the spider that the Necromancer initially summoned to take the mayor hostage. And then lead the spider out of the mayor's house and then banish it. The mayor will not be happy until the spider is banished, so this spider cannot be part of your team. But there is absolutely nothing stopping you from killing these spiders for experience. So I'm going to do just that. And there's the big boy. Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. So because that spider specifically was summoned, they do not leave behind a corpse. They do, but the corpse disappears after a little while. So if you want a clean hallway, then you might want to charm a bunch of creatures, but I highly advise against that. Spiders dealt with.
You did it? They're gone? Really gone? I'll be right out.
And with that, we have leveled up. So, Mr. Mayor, I see a chest in your room. So, spider tax.
Brave conjurer, my deepest thanks. You are worthy of your new title. The guards will be informed that you are now free to come and go from Ix as you please. Take this gold as payment for your service. I insist.
And we got 500 gold from that. Sweet. So does that mean I can get out of Ix now?
Wild beasts have invaded the manor mines, threatening many workers. One from our ranks must go, take charge, and tame these abominable creatures.
I see. Huh? So can I leave?
The mayor has given permission for your departure. You may pass, conjurer.
Sweet. Okay, let's go ahead and sell some stuff.
Do you know what you want, stranger? Or are you just killing time here?
Okay, so I want to sell the flimsy staff because I now have a much better sturdy staff. And I think other than that, I'm good. So, that's the first 2 missions of the Conjure. Keep in mind that if you go through these doors, you can still come back to Ix whenever you want. So, if you want to do what I recommended, which was not talk to Morgan Lightfingers about the bow and arrow, and not purchase a bow for 500 gold, dear God, please don't do that. That's a huge waste of money. And instead, continue through this mission and find one of those enemies that drops a bow and then come back and do the archery challenge, you can do that. And if you, for whatever reason, still have the guard's boots and you forgot to return them, you can go back and return the boots to him as well and get that stun spell that you might possibly need. Otherwise, you can continue with the mission, and there will be more shops along the way, and there will be more creatures for us to summon and charm. So I'm going to end the video here, and I will see you in the next episode where we conquer the next chapter. See you then. And with that, it's on to the next video immediately. Hang on.
Huh? That necromancer never would have appeared if Aldwin the Conjurer had been here.
The necromancer never would have appeared if I was a full-fledged conjurer, but okay. Alright. Let's start the stream. Actually, I'm streaming right now. Let's start the video. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Conjurer walkthrough of Nox. This is KILAH4716, and we are about to embark on the next adventure.
I have an uneasy feeling about the timing of this violence at the Manor Mines, lad. Brutal attacks against our miners by strange creatures, immediately halting production just when we got it up and running again. Our hour of need is nigh. Drive out the creatures, lad. Save the captured miners, and get back here in one piece.
Huh? The Manor Mines are to the west of the crossroads. Just follow this path south to the crossroads, and then head west.
Good luck in the mines, boy. Watch out for the bandits on the way.
Ah, those bandits always roughhousing travelers. Okay. Let's pick up some gold on the way. I'll be exploring all of the crossroads, so no fear of that. Oh, jeez. Well, okay, I have no choice here. Here's a brand new creature. A creature that I'm going to completely avoid for a very valid reason that is going to come up later. I have to remember this, by the way. So that was a wolf. We saw Henrik charm a wolf back in Ix earlier. Wolves are very powerful for your level. And there are 3 variants of wolves, and that's only the weakest variant, the very standard variant. They are very powerful medium creatures for your level, so I would highly advise charming them if you can get the chance, if you get the beast scroll for it. Which, there is a beast scroll for it. Which is the exact reason why I left that wolf in the first place.
This is a robbery. Your money and your life.
Okay, well. So, whenever creatures or bandits drop anything that is useless to you, you don't want to leave it laying on the ground. Unless you absolutely have to. You want to pick it up so you can sell it for money later. Prime example with the sword. Conjurers obviously can't use swords because they're not a warrior. But you want to be able to use you want the money from it. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm ready for this yet. What am I doing? I have arrows and shit. Okay, well, if I can frickin' aim. There we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and save here. Because I always have bad luck in this area. There we go. That's also another mechanic that I should probably share with you. So, whenever you're facing a melee attacking opponent like a bandit, and you have a staff, you can face him, and you can use your staff as a blocking tool. So you can have a pretty fair duel against him. You don't have to do anything to block, you just have to face him and that's it, and you have to time your attacks. That's all you really have to do. This guy, however. There we go. Now we're getting places. So, these are the enemies that will drop the bows. So, if you want to go back to the archery contest right now, you absolutely can. Okay. Now, as for the enemies inside. If there are any, that is. Did I really clear out this place? I think I cleared out the place. Sweet. Oh, here's someone's spectacles. Where did the gold go? Oh, there it is. I'm going to pick these up a little bit later. Kind of went out of order in the places I should be going. So, let's go up here. Sure, we can take care of a swarm of bats, I guess. Well, sucks that I don't have the mana for stun. This is the problem at the very beginning of the game, where you want to use all these spells, but it consumes your mana so fast. So whenever you run into the bigger threats, you have no mana to take care of them. There we go. First wolf down. And then back this way is the way we came from. And conveniently we can get some mana back. So now I think... Oh, there's one more part that I have to go to. That's gonna give us a semi-important beast scroll. Let's talk to this guy over here. How am I doing on meat? 4 meat? Okay. Hello, sir.
No! No, don't kill me! Oh, a young man. I can't see well at all, but I know you're not one of those infernal bandits who stole my spectacles. I'm almost blind without them. If you could get them back, you'd save my life, and I'd be eternally grateful.
You lost your spectacles, you say? Well, fortunately for you, I have run into them. And they are right here. You could have, of course, picked them up and returned them to him, but you won't get the dialogue of him screeching in complete fear of you popping up behind him if you do that.
My spectacles!
There we go.
You brought them back! May all that is great bless you! And please take this scroll. It contains all I've learned about bats. It would be invaluable to any conjurer.
And with that, we get the Bat Beast scroll. Bats are flying creatures, so they are immune to some ground attacks, which makes them kind of effective. They are much better at traversing things like traps and spikes and lava and stuff like that. but that's the only thing that's good about them. Everything else that's good about them, well, if there is anything good about them, it's that they're better than spiders. It's that they're better than all forms of spiders. But that's about it. So you can't... The closest thing I can describe to bats are that they are non-poisonous wasps. Wasps attack faster, and they have a poison attack, and they have less health compared to bats. And speaking of wasps, we have some right here swarming a wasp nest. So I know that wasps have only 4 health, so these stabs would be a one-shot kill for all of them. Easy. And breaking the wasp nest will often reveal a poisonous style piece of armor or equipment or something like that. In this case, it's the Quiver of the Wasp. Whenever items have enchantments, they will have something stating exactly what they are and how powerful they are. I know for a fact that when it comes to poison, Wasp is level 1, Spider is level 2, Polyp is level 3, and Scorpion is level 4.
You're not going to find anybody around here with better prices.
We got 2 sturdy staves. Let's keep one. Let's sell all the stuff that I don't need. And let's sell the Quiver of the Wasp because I hate poisonous weapons. Okay, let's repair... Actually, no, let's not repair anything quite yet. Let's get ourselves a bow of Swift Bolt or Readiness. I don't know. I'm going to get Swift Bolt. So, the difference is readiness is how long it takes for you to pull back the string of a bow and reload your crossbow after every shot. And bolt speed is how fast the arrow will fly to its target. Note that this does not increase the amount of damage the target will take. It will just increase how fast the how fast the arrow will fly, which will make it harder for enemies to dodge the arrows, and it will also make it harder. It will also adjust when and how you fire. I don't remember what the enchantments are for Swift Bolt. I remember one of them is Fast Bolt and stuff like that. I don't remember what I have for Readiness either. We also have Quiver of Embers, which is a fire enchantment. Okay, we have Embers, which is a fire enchantment. So we have Embers, Flame, Fire, and Inferno. And they deal a splash of fire damage, increasing the amount of damage the target takes in total, assuming that the target is not immune to fire. And we also have Quivers of Spark, which will deal electric damage. We have Spark, Zap, Shock, and Electrocution. I'm not interested in any of those quite yet. I will be interested in Embers eventually, but not right now. Let's buy some regular standard arrows in the meantime. Okay, let's talk to this guy. This guy has some more stuff that we can purchase.
Welcome to our hallowed shop. We offer goods for the full range of a conjurer's needs.
First off, we can sell this bow to him.
You're not going to find anybody around here with better prices.
Because we are no longer using that green bow anymore.
Welcome to our hallowed shop. We offer goods for the full range of a conjurer's needs.
So we have 2 new spells, and we have another beast scroll. We'll take a look at that in a second.
Welcome.
And this guy sells
here,
armor.
aren't you? Your money is still good with me.
So, I firmly believe that you should purchase this leather tunic. It is going to be worthwhile, believe me. This is Sturdy of the Polyp's Bane. Polyp's Bane is poison resistance. So just like Wasp, Spider, Polyp, and Scorpion is the amount of poison damage you deal with weapons, Wasp's Bane, Spider's Bane, Polyp's Bane, and Scorpion's Bane is how much resistance to poison you have. And it's sturdy, which makes sturdy better than flimsy. So that means we can sell this now. We can also purchase some sturdy armored boots, replacing our flimsy leather boots. That's not as important, but I would get that anyway. You will run into flimsy leather leggings eventually. Actually, you're going to run into flimsy leather leggings not too long from now, so I'm not even going to purchase that. The sturdy leather helmet of the stars I do feel like is a worthy investment. And I will also purchase the sturdy cloak, just because it's better than flimsy. I don't think it's a worthy investment, but it's up to you. Let's repair everything now. Do we have leather armbands? Flimsy. Okay. I'll just repair the ones I have. Okay. Let's go ahead and go over the new spells that we just got. One of them, not so new. We get level 2 of Charm Creature. So that means, I believe, we can charm creatures at a faster rate. I think that's what it means. Otherwise, it's a waste of money. The other spell we get, however, is Cure Poison. Cure Poison will relieve us of poison, if you can believe that. And as a matter of fact, an interesting fact, Cure Poison is the reverse enchantment of poison. So I thought that was a very clever detail. So whenever you set up spells, being that conjurers and wizards have a large array of spells, you're going to need to organize your spell sets. And you can organize them in 5 rows of 5 spells. So whenever you need to shift to a certain spell set, you can just use your scroll wheel and scroll down to whatever spell set you need and access the spell you want. If the spell you want is not in your spell set, you can, of course, at any time open your book and flip to the spell that you want and activate it from there. Now, with that said and done, did we go over the beast scroll? No, we didn't. This is a scorpion beast scroll. We have not encountered a scorpion yet, but we will very, very soon. Scorpions are very powerful, poisonous creatures, and they are medium-sized, so they are quite scary. But they're only really threatening at this level, and in the next level, scorpions will fall out pretty quickly. There is debate as to if scorpions are better than wolves, and I'll get into that in the next video. Alright, where should we go? We can go to Castle Galava, or we can go to Dunmere. Let's pack open some barrels first. I say let's go to Castle Galava. Galava is the land of the wizards. So here are some small spiders, and here is a large spider. Should we charm this guy? Nah, let's not. We're not even getting experience from small spiders anymore. I could have charmed them. Alright, so we cannot access Castle Galava, unfortunately.
Huh? Halt, Conjurer! You're supposed to go to the mines. The manor shipment will be delayed if you don't get up there.
Being that wizards are heavily mana dependent, I can understand why they would be fussy about the mana mines being depleted of mana reserves or whatever. So I can understand that comment.
The mana mines are to the west of the crossroads. Just return along the main path.
Okay, well, nothing for us exactly. So let's go to Dunmere, which is the land of the warrior. Oh, and we get another pair of wolves. Oh god, we got a pack of wolves. Okay. There we go. That was easy. And now we just have to deal with this lone bandit right here. There we go. Whenever you face bandits, you want to hope that they drop shields because they are worth way more than swords. And similarly, you want to hope that bandit archers drop bows because they are more significantly valuable than arrows. So, here is the land of the warriors. Can't exactly go inside.
Halt! You are forbidden to pass. Only warriors may enter the mountains of Dunmere.
The mana mines are to the west of the crossroads. You should return there.
Okay, well, I guess this guy is the person you asked directions for. But otherwise, the warriors don't use mana because they don't use magic, so they could care less about what the hell you do to the mana mines. So,
you're not going to find anybody around here with better prices.
I can sell the shields. Okay, nowhere else to go but to the crossroads. And actually, there's a wolf right up here, so I will go back and kill that other wolf, and I will spare that wolf right here. So, in the meantime, I really can't organize my spells that much. I have so few spells that I can't really organize them at all. There we go. Okay, so we have the wolf spared at the mana mines, and we have all creatures killed and all quests done at the crossroads. We've purchased everything we possibly can at the shops. A couple more apples if you really need them. Nowhere else to go but to the crossroad. We're at the crossroads. To the mana mines. We're going to bypass that wolf entirely. We're going to go back to him later. Hello, sir.
You have arrived. Lives are at stake. Please hurry to the mines just west down the path. The foreman is waiting for you outside the miner's lodge. He'll direct you from there.
Will do, sir. All right. Here are the mana mines. You can't enter those doors unless you grab the key from him.
What took you so long to get here? We have a horrible problem. Horrific overgrown insects and airborne demons from the underworld have overrun the mines. Mine workers have died in defense of Nox's vital interests. Please, we beg you, clear the beasts from the mines, rescue my miners, and I shall reward you handsomely. This key will unlock the door to the first trap mine worker. He will help you find the others. I also have a beast scroll which should be quite useful.
Okay, so we got a couple of keys. We got the first key that should unlock the door to the mana mines. And we have the first key that should unlock the door to the first trapped mine worker. We were also given a Imp Beast Scroll. For the level that you're at, imps are small but overpowered creatures. If you are swarmed by imps, you will have your health drained pretty quickly, and they are ranged. So I would highly recommend, if there are any creatures that you want to charm, it should be a team of imps. Nothing else. You have no idea how powerful these imps are. Okay. If you bash open some of these barrels, mice will actually appear from them. They don't attack, they just scatter around and do nothing. And provide targets for your creatures and spells. Okay. So, important question. No. Let's not wear that. Okay. So, if for some whatever ridiculous, stupid reason, any of the bandit archers that you faced a while back did not drop a single bow, here's your chance to pick one up. So you can go up to this point before you have to go back to do the archery contest. I don't know why I'm picking this up. I'm going to cheat my money anyway. Alright, let's get on to the mana mines. Oddly enough, this button was deactivated. If you'd like, you can actually disable this elevator. It doesn't do anything. But for the sake of your own creatures, whenever you have them hunt, they will actually not go up this elevator. So I often like to deactivate them just for that sake. Oh, here's our first imp. So, I'm not even gonna let you give a chance to just demonstrate your power. Here, attack this guy. Friggin' 6 damage and 2 shots of cave spider. I don't think we're getting any experience from bats either, but we are gaining experience from the creatures killed by your creatures, which is another excellent reason to keep your creatures lying around. Here's another helpful spell. Well, not exactly entirely helpful, but helpful if you are lurking around dark places. The spell is Moonglow. Moonglow will shine a light on your cursor and will illuminate the area just a little bit. Not enough to make a significant difference here in the mines, but it will definitely come in handy very much further down the line when you enter dark areas. They're much more helpful in the quests, where there are some levels that are pitch freaking dark, and you need light and Moonglow to navigate. Okay. Let's explore a little bit. Let's find some gold. Now let's take this creature. Oh, there's a secret over here that I almost forgot about. You want to be careful of these things, the triple X barrels, because they are quite explosive, as you have seen in the very beginning level. So you can set them up for traps, or just for your own and your creature's safety.
5 workers are trapped in the mines below us. If we hurry, we may be able to save all of them. Follow me. I can guard and operate the elevators while you search for the workers. Take this key and use it to release the first worker. He'll have another key to give you when you free him. Let's go. Follow me. Over here.
Okay. So let's disable this.
I'll wait here.
So, what's the situation exactly?
3 workers are trapped on this floor and 2 below. After you free the first 3, I'll take you down to find the other 2. I'll stay here and keep the area secure. Find the trapped men and bring them back to me.
Okay. Sounds like a good deal. All right. So, there's one place that I want to go first. We're going to pick up some more gold. We're going to explore this cavern. What's over here? Imps? Spiders? Spiders. Okay. And here we have our wolf. Let's go ahead and see if we can grab the wolf without aggravating him. And this lever will open the gate so that the wolf can be freed. And we get the Wolf Beast Scroll. A very suitable place for a Wolf Beast Scroll as well. So if you spared at least one wolf back there, you can charm this wolf and one of the wolves back in the crossroads to have a dual team of wolves by your side, which is exactly what I'm going to do just before the next mission. As for how good wolves are, they are really good. They are the they are the most tanky creature that you can have by your side so far, with the possible exception of scorpions. But the wolf is not the best creature in the game, simply because they are beaten by 2 other different kinds of wolves that simply deal more damage and have more health. So you're not going to be summoning and charming wolves all game long, but until you get to that point, wolves are pretty good. Unfortunately, however, this is probably the last level where you will see a wolf, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 levels. So, if you want the wolves, use them now before you never see them again. Alright, Mr. Imp, let's go this way. Okay, I should have Charm Creature ready for whenever I encounter an imp. Here we are. So now I have a team of 2 imps following me. And now that makes 3. I just need 1 more imp. Here's a mushroom if you want to cure poison. Oh, here's a troll up here. I have no confidence in your abilities yet. No! I'm trying to explain a lot of things all at once. I should probably explain the troll and why he did that. Whenever he lets loose after dying, his toxic gases are in fact poisonous. If you run into them, you will be poisoned. So it's wise that you stay clear from trolls after they die. That's about the wolves. About the creatures, if you hold down shift, there are some spells where you can toggle if you want them to be targeted to yourself or to others. Self-heal, lesser heal, and vampirism, and cure poison and moonglow included currently. So if you find any of your creatures damaged, you can cast lesser heal on them to heal them. I was going to do that to one of my imps, but they're healing so damn fast that I really don't think they need it. What I will do... Oh, damn it, I could have charmed him. Okay. Reflex just got the better of me. Oh well. I'll get another chance very shortly. Damn it. Okay. This should be a really good opportunity to display that. There we go. All better. And this is why I want that 4th imp, so that they can deal with trolls a little bit better. Okay, now that we are all set,
Thank you for freeing me. Please help me back to the elevator. I used this key to lock myself in here. Take it. You need it to release another trapped worker.
Okay. So after you rescue a worker, he will follow you very closely. Like I was trying to say, he will follow you very, very closely, just like an escorting creature would. However, you cannot give him commands, so he is restricted to escorting you, or you escorting him. These miners, however, will not dare attack anything, so you are forced to protect them with your life, or your creature's lives, whatever comes first. Okay, I don't like this. See how much easier life is with a team of imps right behind you? No! God damn it! I'm never gonna get that fourth imp, am I? There you are. 4 imps. Sweet.
I feel much better now.
Okay. Okay. Now that I have a team of imps with me, let's go ahead and conquer the next door. Let's go down this door right here. So now Charm Creature can't do anything, so I will switch to Stun and Pixie Swarm. Okay. That's the bad thing about 4 creatures following you. They clutter up your space so you can't pick any objects up. Oh, shoot! There's a wolf down here? Well, damn! And he got one of my imps. The board can never be easy, can it? Alright. Be careful! Don't go through the gases. I'm not being cautious of myself, I'm being cautious of my creatures. Alright. Have I explored back here yet? Nope. Okay. So. Let's have the creatures hang out over here for a little bit. That way I can safely deal with this. Actually. Hi! That's one way to deal with creatures. I'm sorry, did one of you die? God damn! No, 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 let's not do this. Can I have my team of 4 now? Or is this going to be too complicated?
Thank you for freeing me. Please help me back to the elevator.
Let's pick up some gold. And let's continue onward. That was really all that we had to deal with? I should have started at this cave. Oh well.
That was too close.
Okay. One more door to go. You guys stay here. Wait for a little bit while the gas dissipates. Oh, look at that. We leveled up. About time. Oh, look at this. We're one-shotting bats now. God damn. Are you done? Stay here.
Thank you for finding me. Please take me back to the elevator.
Yeah. Oh, no, we're one-shotting barrels now. Okay. This is risky, but let's do this. At least you guys are moving as a team, and as soon as I say that, you guys split up. I like how quiet these guys are. Nice ambush. Okay. Now that the path is cleared, let's go. It'd be nice if you could control the creatures yourself instead of just watching what the creatures do. Okay.
I'm safe. Thank you.
So, the bullshit thing about this is you can't fire an arrow at this button. There is an invisible barrier that's preventing you from doing that. You have to rescue all four? You have to rescue all 3 workers and this guy who you rescue first before going downstairs. So, now that everyone's rescued, let's talk to him.
Excellent. I'll start the elevator now. Take this key. It's for the locked doors down below. There you go.
Okay. Let's go ahead and cut the power. All right. Another wolf down here. Really? I underestimated the amount of wolves that would be down here. Guys. Your idiocy is going to be the bane of my existence. Alright, let's go. Oh, look at this. Here's our first scorpion. So far, so easy. See, what did I tell you? Imps are freaking overpowered at level 1. Alright, what's this spell right here? This is the second level of Lesser Heal, so now we can heal a little bit more. Really? We're not getting that much experience from imps anymore. Oh, geez. Yet imps still hurt like a train. What happened to my pixie swarm? Really? Okay. Okay, how are my imps' health? We have one that's injured. Okay. Not anymore, though. Creatures, whether they be yours or whether they are not yours, whether they belong to a conjurer or not, or if they're in the wild, they will autonomously eat food if you plant them on the ground. What they will not drink is they will not drink cider, and they will not drink potions like this. So if you really need to give your creatures some food, but don't want to spend the mana to cast Lesser Heal, you can drop some apples or you can drop some meat for them to eat. And of course, mushrooms will cure poison, but you have a spell for that, so I highly recommend you don't, especially since poison will make the imps go a little bit crazy. Okay, let's have you guard here. Now I know this is a little bit messed up, so let's fix this just slightly. There we go. I'm going to miss out on a lot of experience here, but I don't care. What's up, boys? Sweet. If you kill them directly, you get a lot of experience for killing these scorpions.
Thank you for finding me. Please take me back to the elevator.
And here we have to take care of 2 guys instead of just 1. Excuse me. Can I pick up my gold, please? Thank you. Okay. Let's see if you guys hunt. Let's see how well you guys do. So far, so good. Nice double teaming. Okay, now this is getting ridiculous. Okay, now this is getting stupid. Are you guys serious? There's nothing back there! I was there! You guys were with me! Can they really not hunt to a certain extent? They can't hunt to a certain extent. I have to escort them. Okay. Okay. Is that everyone? Is everyone taken care of? There are no more enemies that we can farm experience off of? I don't think so. So if that's it, we can proceed now, right? What about over here? Yep, that's everyone. Okay, let's go.
I'm safe, thank you.
Let's just watch this chaos.
I made it, thank you.
Cool.
Thank you. You saved us all. Please go see the foreman. I'm sure he has a fine reward for your efforts.
All right. Before I forget, let's go get a friend. Hello, Mr. Wolf. Okay, I would wait for him, but as a matter of fact, whenever we travel to another area, the creature just magically teleports right behind us. So I really have no reason to wait for this wolf. Besides, there are no enemies. We've taken care of all of them. Okay, so apparently the foreman has a very fine reward for us. I hope it's a spell.
You are truly a hero. My deepest thanks. While you were in the mine saving my men, the captain came by looking for you. He's waiting for you at the crossroads east of here. Before you go, please take this gold as a reward.
Okay, it's gold, but it's a lot of gold, so I won't argue. Now, do you have anything to say?
Your valor knows no peer. We all thank you for saving our men.
Okay, I don't care. All right, let's go charm this wolf right here. And now we have our team. Okay, so here's the airship captain.
Welcome to our hallowed shop. We offer goods for the full range of a conjurer's needs.
Let's go ahead and get repairs done. Let's sell everything that we don't need.
You're not going to find anybody around here with better prices.
And I think on that note, I am good.
Ah, stranger. Let's get to know each other.
Oh, shoot.
Buy something.
I completely skipped over this. The flimsy cloak of cure wounds. So this is level 1 healing. The healing enchantments go cure wounds, healing, greater healing, regeneration. So if you want the enchantment that gives you a little bit of passive healing, then you can grab this if you so desired. Otherwise, you're going to get a much better cloak very, very close down the line. You don't need to purchase the sturdy cloak at all. Probably a little late for me to tell you this, but okay.
Good work with the miners, lad. With the mana supply re-established, the wizards of Galava will be busy tonight. But if I know Hecuba, I fear rumors of her practicing the forbidden black arts may be true, and it is up to us to journey to the Field of Valor, where you must find out for sure if she is communing with the undead through her ancestors' occult art of necromancy. Gather whatever supplies you need from these merchants, and return to me when you are ready to leave.
So, whatever the airship captain says right here is very important. He is giving you a very friendly warning that this is what I personally like to call a point of no return. At this point, if you talk to the airship captain, you will move on to the next mission, and you will move away from these shops. So if there's anything you want to purchase from any of these shops, whether they be the shops right here in the crossroads or back in Ix, you still have the opportunity to go shopping and shop for whatever you want and repair any items, any spells you missed out on. This is your final chance to get those items. If there are any enemies you missed out on, if there are any quests you missed out on, this is your final chance to complete those quests as well. So, save. And if there's anything you need from any of these shops, take the time to look over whatever you need and judge if you have the gold to fund it or not. Keep in mind that when we go on to the next mission, we're going to immediately run into another shop right away. And this guy will have better stuff for us. But there are some items that that shopkeeper does not have that these shopkeepers do. So keep that in mind. I think on that note, I will end the video here. And I'll see you guys in the next video where we conquer, where was it? The Field of Valor? Where apparently Hecuba, the antagonist of the game, is communing with the undead. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be very fun, especially if you picked up poison. If you picked up poison, I feel very sorry for you in this next mission. Okay, well, on that note, I will see you guys in the next video. How long have I been streaming? I'm debating ending my stream here and now and continuing in another date. Because I really want to continue this. There's one thing that I also really wanted to do. I wanted to look at my input here. Because what is up with my map and why isn't M working? Toggle map is tab. I'm dumb. Okay, does M actually change anything? No. So I can use I can use M2. Okay. Fixed. Jolteon, are you still with me? I'm wondering if you fell asleep on me again. If you did, good. That gives me valid reason to not only end the stream, but actually get me something to eat. Okay. Seriously, though, how long have I been streaming? I can't find that out. Not from my interface. Also, Jolterion, if I may make a recommendation, the lag is actually not as bad on Twitch compared to YouTube, so I would recommend going to Twitch instead of YouTube. Okay. Cool. What do you think of the game, by the way? We haven't gotten too deep into it, so you can't mess around with as many creatures as I would like, but what do you think of it so far? Is it right up your alley, or meh? You do? Okay. I know of a good place where you can buy it. I haven't advertised that yet. There's also one more thing that I need to do. I'll be right back. Okay, after quickly shifting through the Prima official strategy guide of Nox that I also have, I have uncovered every single secret there is so far, so I am actually good to continue. So, I am not going to continue right now. My voice is getting raspy. I need the rest, so I'll just end the stream here, and might as well get something to eat. Maybe I'll work on... I want to work on the other YouTube project that I have, but that requires voice. Being a YouTuber and streamer is hard work. Not to mention, when you're working in the kitchen, you're screaming your lungs off at your coworkers. Okay. I shall end the stream here then.